All right, and we are live. Welcome to the second ever Armchair Fantasy Football subscriber draft. 12 teams. Little different than what usually happens, right? I am so used to giving all of you advice before you go and make a pick. Today is going to be a little different. I am going to be responding to your picks, so I'll give somebody props if they take a good, reliable option, if they take somebody I believe has upside. I will probably not be throwing anybody in my queue because, as you can see here, you are in a great spot. If you're one of the 11 individuals going up against me in this draft, you are in a phenomenal spot to snipe me. Last year, I did intentionally draft a bad team. So I took a bunch of backups, and I was allowed one starter. I think I took CJ Stroud, which that worked out pretty well. This year, I allowed you guys to vote on what would happen. Would I do a rebuild again, where I draft a bunch of backups and try and obtain a good team through free agency, scrap together a few wins? Or will I go crazy in the trade market and do that type of thing? Option 2, draft like the rest of you. And the voters spoke. You guys want me to go head-to-head with you. Kind of putting my pride on the line here. If it is your first time here, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. My name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. I see we have Prey in the chat. Make sure you respond to the poll. Is your team playing Thursday or Friday? So in the Ravens and Chiefs matchup or Packers and Eagles matchup from Brazil? Or are they playing on Sunday or Monday, the primetime Monday games? I will say this before we get going in about 4 minutes. My drafting guidelines, take a picture of them, do whatever you want to do with them, write them down. You're going to need them for this year. I think it's a great thing to keep in mind. Availability, opportunity, and productivity. Availability is a player on the field. Do they have any injury history? Are they good to go rolling into 2024? You'll see some players with a Q, a D, or an O next to their name. Opportunity, are they getting snaps? Are they getting touches? Are they getting targets depending on their position that they play? Productivity, what are they doing with those chances? What are they doing with those snaps? Those targets, those touches? Do we have good yards per carry averages? Do we have pass catching involvement for a running back? Do we see somebody with a decent catch percentage, even though they like to go vertical? There's guys like Gabe Davis who get a lot of yards per reception, but their catch percentage isn't good. That's where you get those boomer bust players. They get you 25 or they get you 2.5. Bye weeks, make sure, and I'll tell you all this right now if you're in this subscriber draft with me, the other 11 of you, do not get 5, even 4 of the same bye weeks if you can help it. If it's half and half, you've got 2 on the starting lineup and 2 on the bench. That is a different story. And lastly, team success. Good teams run the ball late in the game to chew the clock. Bad teams with a decent offense will pass the ball a decent amount. Couple minutes to go here. This was a randomized order. There is no real other way to do this. I did not want to manually do it. I could have done like a wheel, a live wheel, and had you guys tune in for that. I figured we would just go random here, kind of evens the playing field. We all have the same amount of time to prepare. So this will be standard PPR, 12 teams, 1 of me, 11 of you. The odds are in your favor. I did get the 2 pick, so that is interesting. I see Max has the number 1 pick. If you guys have any questions about your leagues, about fantasy, about trading, about drafting, about waivers, free agency, anything you ask me, again, I am here to help you. If you are in this draft, I am not going to tell you who to draft. So fully aware of that rule. But happy to help you with your other teams if you want to talk value with me. You're trying to swing a trade before the season starts. All that good stuff. Again, my name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football, and I am here to help you. But if you are one of the 11 in this draft, I am here to take you down. We're going head-to-head. This is a free league at the moment. Down the road, I would love to do some prizes. We'll see kind of where this channel goes to put me in a spot to be able to do that. But if you could leave a like, if you could subscribe, I am streaming a few times a week, doing a couple videos a week, trying to be live as much as possible to give you as much sound advice in a live capacity as possible. And if you are just joining in, this is a subscriber draft. It's me against 11 of you. We filled it up pretty good this year. So I am not really going to be talking about people I want to go for until it's my turn, because there is a 10-second delay, and I don't think it's going to be enough to cover me from getting sniped. So going head-to-head with you guys, this should be a lot of fun. 35 seconds to go. If you have any questions at all related to fantasy football, you see the graphic on the bottom of the screen. Go into that live chat and ask me. The Roll 07 says, I am in. You are not going to win over my team. Well, I like the confidence considering we don't have teams yet. So that means you believe in your drafting strategy. If anybody has questions about drafting strategy, again, we've got my 5 golden rules on the side of the screen. Availability, opportunity, productivity. Are they on the field? Are they getting touches, targets, snaps? Are they productive with those opportunities due to a various amount of metrics within that? We've got bye weeks, don't stack up too many of them, and team success. All right. We're going to kill the sound. Max has 90 seconds. It is up to me. CeeDee Lamb kind of hanging in the balances going into the first week of play. We know what Tyreek Hill and that electric offense can do. I've got Breece and Bijan at the top. Revitalized offenses with new quarterbacks. Kind of new. I am going to go Tyreek Hill here. One of the most electric players in the entire NFL and wide receiver too from last year. This is PPR. I want a traditional pass catcher. All right. Snake draft, so I have quite the gap here until I can get my second guy. Again, if you are just rolling in, we are doing a subscriber draft. My name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. 1 of me versus 11 of you, and I'm not doing the rebuild format from last year. We are going head-to-head. Edward says, yo, ready to win this league. I'm happy to see that you guys are thrilled. I hate to let you down. But it is already over. No, I'm just kidding. This should be a lot of fun. Really putting all my cards on the table here, seeing if I can go up and take down 11 of you. There will be trades in this league. There will definitely be trades. You guys know me, or if you know me, I'm not going to try and mess anybody over, but we will be looking for value depending on what falls to me here. Justin Jefferson in at the 7. Breece Hall fell to the 5. That is a steal considering his pass-catching upside. Even in a not great offense, he had north of 1,500 all-purpose yards and was one of the top backs in the league. A.J. Brown goes 9 as we approach the end of the first round. Pretty chalky so far. Amon-Ra, one of my favorite first-round picks, he goes number 6, one of the most consistent options in fantasy football. Again, leave a question in my live chat if you would like. We are 37 subscribers. 37 subscribers. I'll go full screen here. Away from 1,000. I would appreciate it so much if you subscribed, if you aren't already, if you told your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your aunt, anybody you know that plays fantasy football, get them in here. We do have a free Discord where you can ask me questions around the clock. I will drop that link in the description below or in the live chat below once this draft is done. The roll says just some classic trash talk. Nothing personal. None taken. You're getting Bijan. Max says, this is my first time in the Armchair League, so hopefully I do okay. I believe in you, Max. First pick is a great place to start. The roll says, I've been really serious on fantasy football the last 2 years, but playing for like 8 years now. Yeah, I took it seriously, I would say, kind of when I started the channel a couple of years ago. I mean, before that, I'd like to think of myself as a sweat. You know, I took it pretty serious as well. We did get around 34, 35 likes on the last stream. If you can get us up to 10 likes as soon as possible, that would be awesome. We're already up to 3 just a few minutes into the stream. Appreciate that greatly. Travis Etienne falling to round 2 in a 12-teamer. That is quite the conundrum. I mean, this is the running back 3, I think. Yeah, running back 3 from last year. Not too efficient, but very involved in the passing game. Again, this team did lose. We talk about target competition. This team lost Zay Jones, and this team lost Calvin Ridley, north of 100 targets. They come in with Gabe Davis. There is a bit of a vacancy there. He has been a reliable dump-off option, has Etienne. Josh Jacobs going up at 205. Nico Collins right between him. Obviously, some target competition for Nico with Stephon Diggs coming in there. Stephon north of 30 years old. Garrett Wilson even falling to 12. Didn't notice that. We're really relying on Aaron Rodgers' health. If you like to take that risk, this is a beautiful pick with Garrett Wilson being able to put up over 1,000 yards for the first 2 seasons with not the best options under center. Wes says second year in the league, first time undefeated. We're all undefeated right now, Wes. 3 picks away from my second. I am not going to show my hand at all. No one is going in my queue. I am taking mental notes. Took Tyreek Hill in the first. We will glide through these different options so that no one really knows what I'm doing. I would love if a certain individual fell to me, but we'll see if it even happens. Jahmyr Gibbs starting us off in the second round, and now we catch up here. Derrick Henry going mid 2. Isaiah Pacheco, one of my favorite picks in the draft, going at the 207. Again, somebody with a decent amount of pass catching upside. Not a ton of target competition outside of Travis Kelce and a healthy Marquise Brown. Kyren was falling to me, and Jelly took him. Good stuff, Jelly. Kyren, one of the breakout candidates from last year. You could get him well outside of the top 10 rounds. Edwards saying, really wish there was a whole draft board screen for ESPN. I do as well. I like that Underdog and Sleeper does that. The role saying, how close are you getting to, or how close are you to getting monetized? Just found you, but you've got fire content. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, you got to get the 1,000 subscribers, and then you need watch hours. So the more people who get on these live streams, stay on these live streams, and watch the videos, the better. All right, Johnny says, why do I feel like I'm panicking? Had the draft last night, and my wide receiving core is Olave, Collins, Higgins, Watson, and Pickens. I have a stack with Higgins since Burrow is my QB. I think you're in fine shape. I would love to know, as it's my turn here, what your what format your league is and everything else. Would love to know that. I'm thinking we double up here. Anthony Richardson coming back. I mean, Michael Pittman had a great season. I don't love the upside. Devontae's a safe pick. He is getting older. I don't want to take up too much time here. Chris Olave, a primary option in a not great offense, but they do air it out a decent amount with Derek Carr. I am going to go... This isn't Dynasty either. I need someone who's going to perform right now. In Gardner, we trust. I'll go Devontae. And then I've got a couple picks here until mine again. Max, you are back-to-back. 12 of you watching right now. Thank you so much if you've just joined. I am doing a live draft against my subscribers. 1 versus 11. But yeah, I would say it's a pretty deep wide receiving core. Johnny, if you want a home run pick, you could take T. Higgins and Christian Watson. Watson, again, with some injury issues, but we've seen the upside. And you could make a big swing for somebody who's top 12, top 10, top 8. You could do the same with just about any of those guys. If you went like Olave and Watson, you could probably get Amon-Ra. Olave and Pickens, I would argue you could get Amon-Ra and somebody. But I like it. Jess says, I almost passed over Kyren until you said you wanted someone to fall to you. Took a look and thought it might be Kyren. All right, I need to shut my mouth because that is not a good sign if you guys are starting to read me like that. Devontae goes, then Michael Pittman at the tail end of round 12. Michael Pittman, one of the more consistent wide receivers in the league. Again, Anthony Richardson is his QB as long as he stays healthy. Great run game. And Max is on the clock to kick us off here in round 3. Obviously, I've gone wide receiver 2 times in a row. We've got Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams, different bye weeks. You know, I'm looking at 2 of the more reliable wide receivers. If you look at my 5 golden rules, right, for the most part, available, opportunistic for sure, productive, no bye weeks. Team success, they throw the ball a lot in Miami, and Devontae, well, they might not have the best team, but they're definitely going to run it. Call to reach if you want, but not much target competition in Buffalo. I drafted him a lot last year. It went well, running back 12. I am going to go with him again. James Cook is my RB1, and I will gladly take James Cook in that week 1 matchup. Now we wait again. So 1 running back, 2 wide receivers. We've got a decent little run going here with the running backs in a short span of time. Well, I guess just the back-to-backs, right? Kamara, then Cook, and now we're back on the receiver train. Now we go back to Rachaad White. Interested to see if anybody went double hero RB. Max did. So Max went 2 of the first 3, took CMC at the 101, then Pittman and Kamara on the swing back over. I went just hero RB. I felt like value-wise, I was in a pretty good spot there. Don't love Rachaad White for myself because I'm a big fan of efficiency, and he hasn't had much of it. Obviously, there's opportunity in that pass-heavy offense for him to get involved in that capacity. That is the big draw with Rachaad White. 64 receptions, a pretty healthy season. I'd like to see the 3.6 get up a little bit more because running back is a disposable position, but you cannot argue with the RB4 spot. All right, if you guys are just joining, I am drafting against my subscribers and giving advice along the way. My 5 golden rules: availability, be on the field, opportunity, get touches, snaps, and targets, productivity. Are they an efficient running back? Do they have a good yards per reception mark? Are they operating with a pretty good catch percentage? Or are they like Gabe Davis, where it's, little not too reliable? Bye weeks, make sure they don't stack up. Just something to keep in the corner of your mind. Don't let it limit you too much. And team success, teams that are up will run the ball in the fourth quarter. Teams that are down and have a decent passing offense will throw some more to utilize that clock to the best of their ability. Johnny says, PPR, I'm in a work league, so the draft strategy was thrown out the window. Work leagues are fun, man. You'll see some interesting first rounders. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Lamar were all taken in the first round. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. Those are not things that happen. No. Pretty crazy stuff, if we're being honest with ourselves here. All right, good stuff, good stuff. Into the third round. And if you guys are just joining, I appreciate it very, very much. The roll says Bijan, London, and Olave. Big NFC South guy, huh? Edward says, holy, Marv fell so far. I was praying he came to me at pick 34. Pray saying light work. Some of the recent picks here. Devon Achane, obviously you're taking a decent risk with his availability. He's got some injury issues, but I mean, oh my goodness. If that man plays 16 full games, he could break the rushing yards record. There's tons of upside there. I took James Cook at the 302, lack of target competition, efficient, and in my opinion, still a winning football team. The AFC East is not exactly strong. Malik Neighbors, I appreciate him falling in this draft. After everything I've told you guys, it would have been kind of funny if I took him. Wide receiver one in a bad offense, that's an easy hole to fall into, but the offense has to be competent. Neighbors ADP on the rise. That was around his value. Then we get Kenneth Walker III, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, the two 49ers going back-to-back, and the first jump at tight end happening here in the fourth round. Sam Laporta goes. All right. Decent wide receiving value here. I have to be very careful of what I'm saying so none of you snipe me. I already got in trouble once. Team is so fire right now, going to suck in Week 12. The Rolo 7 says, but the value is there. I took 5 Week 12 buys in a draft yesterday, so don't blame yourself too much. DeAndre Swift going at the 402. Now, Swift in a backfield that is, we could say this about everybody, ever evolving. Roschon Johnson had a decent year last year, former backup to Bijan Robinson out of Texas. And, of course, we know Khalil Herbert had a 6.4 yards per carry average in his rookie campaign. Took a step back last year, but still efficient. Just not your everyday guy. Still 4.6 yards per carry, not very involved in the passing game. That's going to be the bread and butter for Swift. You need him to get involved in the passing game. Cooper Kupp going in round 4. James Conner, DK Metcalf. I like the Metcalf pick a lot. I do think Jackson Smith and Jigba takes a step forward, while Tyler Lockett takes a step backwards. Again, he is well over 30 years old. Protected his body well, though. All right, I like it. I like it. We are 5 picks away. Have a running back and a pair of wide receivers. And the running back talent dropping off pretty quick. I might have to swing some trades down the road. Not going to lie to you. We'll see what I jump at here. I'm going to kind of just let this happen. I wanted Swift as like a 6th to 8th round guy. I was shocked he went early. Not going to lie to you. Jalen Waddle. Taken by Don't Feed the Animals. It's a legendary name. Yep, so far, my team, if I go back on it here, James Cook, Tyreek Hill, wide receiver 2 from last season, Devontae Adams, one of the best route runners in the league, and he has, in my opinion, a better quarterback this year in Gardner Minshew than AOC from last year. Obviously, he went there for Derek Carr, got 1 year of that connection and dipped. James Cook, not much target competition. Josh Allen goes 408. Devonta Smith right before him. We've got DJ Moore on the board. Travis Kelce still hanging out. Laporta was the first tight end to go. Keep those 5 golden rules on the right side of your screen in mind. I'd be interested to see if there's been any reaches. Nothing yet. Okay, he fell to me. I'm not very confident in the backfield, but I also don't think we have a great drop-off in production. We are going elite-level quarterback. Say what you will about his turnovers, the rush involvement, and the tush-push. They reign supreme. He's got the weapons. Jalen Hurts, new O coordinator. Let's do it. Good on bye week so far. Rushing QB. Hurts, I believe, was the QB2 last season behind Allen. Allen missing some weapons, but Allen also very involved in a rushing capacity. I'm happy with that. All right. Stacked on running backs. Hit me up for some of them. Edward, you and I will be in talks. You and I will be having conversations. Brian Pereira had my first draft last night, first overall with Christian McCaffrey. I am itching to get some better receivers. I've got Olave, Dell, Higgins, and a Burrows stack with Higgins. I am just not sold on Olave for some reason. I mean, he's not in a great offense, Brian. That's a team that might lose a handful of games this year. The South got a lot tougher with the Falcons. We know what the Bucs did last year. You know, essentially a play away from the NFC Championship game, if you look at it a certain way. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of the Higgins-Burrow stack, and I think that's interesting with Jamar, semi-holding out here, kind of having a weird start to the season. You could combine Olave with Dell and swing for the fences and get Amon-Ra or get Tyreek. I think you could get Tyreek for that. Tank Dell has a lot of upside. You could do the old 2-for-1, or if you want a slight upgrade but you still want to maintain your wide receiver depth, trade out a wide receiver and then add a bench piece that you think has value. So, for example, let's say you have, I'm just going to make something up here, Rome Odunze on your bench. I don't know, right? Rome Odunze on your bench, or like a Tyler Boyd, or there's a lot of gaps between those two. I'm trying to think of somebody who maybe wouldn't crack your starting lineup. Christian Watson on your bench, and then Olave. You could do Watson and Olave, or take a backup running back, your RB3 and Olave. Find the weakness of the team you're going after and try and bolster their lineup so it's, a mutually beneficial deal. So let's say we take Olave and your RB3, or Olave and your wide receiver 4, or Olave and some tight end depth. You can upgrade and get around what you would believe to be a top 8 guy. If you want to swing for the fences, you could go Olave and Higgins and get whoever you want, in my opinion. All right, 2 wide receivers, a running back, a quarterback. I'll catch up on the draft board here in a moment. We are in an interesting spot. Zamir was relatively involved. I might need him to carry the load for me. Aaron Jones, coming off a good year, but brand new team. Zamir, we know what he did in that offense, and he gets to play a greater role. Brian Robinson had a very nice season last year, was relatively involved in the passing game. Jaylen Warren sharing the backfield with Najee. I think I'm going to go Zamir White here. I want to triple check. Don't hate me. I'm using up my clock a little bit. I want to triple check that there is not significant competition behind Zamir White. I haven't heard anything. Alexander Mattison didn't have a great year. I'm going to trust in Zamir as my number 2. Got to fill it out. I don't think I get a whole lot of value as we droop down here. I can still get decent depth. There are certain individuals I will not name, so you do not pick them. But yeah. Kelsey in the 5th is quite crazy in a 12-man. He's another year older, but I think he's aging like fine wine, if we're being honest. Got some great running back depth, says Brian Pereira, CMC, Travis Etienne, David Montgomery, James Conner, and Chuba Hubbard. Don't know if I want to give up on anybody just yet. Well, that's just it, Brian. Like, it's early on in the season. Let's see if someone explodes and gives you value, and then you can trade them. Or let's see if we have a situation like with Raheem Mostert last year where someone surprises you, and then they surprise you again, and then it's week 6, and you're like, oh, they're going to have a really good season. I am a pretty firm believer, unless you made a horrid mistake in your draft, like a bunch of different guys in the same bye week, you don't need to trade before the season starts, unless you're really concerned about an injury or bye weeks or something like that. Hero RB build. That is what we are rolling with, and I'm okay with Zamir. I mean, call it a reach, call it whatever you want. In my opinion, he was the best available at the moment, and I've got a lot of really solid RB3 options. I'm very good on bye weeks, trying to be cognizant of that. Let's look around me. T going towards the end. DJ Moore losing a tiny bit of value the last couple of weeks. I think people realize, having a 6-time Pro Bowler in Keenan Allen and a first round pick in Rome Odunze. Gerald Everett joining the tight end room with Cole Kmet. DeAndre Swift is a pass catcher out of the backfield. There's a lot of mouths to feed, is what I'm trying to say. New quarterback with Caleb as well. He'll probably try and spread the ball out. Got to figure out who his security blanket is. Moore is the highest paid Bear, so he's going to get his. But like him at the 409, T. Higgins right after. Jalen Hurts I took for the rushing upside. Zay Flowers coming off a phenomenal rookie campaign. Max doubles him up with Patrick Mahomes. So Max, watch that game tomorrow closely, man. Ravens Chiefs. I take Zamir, then goes Travis Kelce. We're going to sit around for a little bit. See what we got going on. I'm trying to be very cognizant of what tab I'm on. Because I could see someone, no one's going in my queue. we're just going to chill. Mark Andrews goes, so we kind of got the tight end train starting here. Mark Andrews. Isaiah likely played a bigger role last year, but Andrews I still think has a year or two left in him, at least. Edward, oh, yeah. Okay, we're caught up. Again, if you guys are just joining, we are live drafting. I am drafting against my subscribers, but I will still talk strategy if you have any questions about your teams. Any trade questions, drafting questions, draft just happened, draft about to happen, who should I take at what pick, who should I pick up on waivers, people I'm high on going into this year, people you should watch out for, major storylines. You ask the question, I hopefully have the answer. Again, I am here to help you out-research your fantasy opponent, put information in front of you that hopefully your league mates do not have, and allow you to make the decision from there. I'll never tell you what to do with your team unless you're asking for those types of suggestions. So obviously took a bit of a hiatus from the wide receivers here. We've still got a decent amount of value down the board. Got Keon way down here at 95. I'll mention guys like that. If anyone wants to take Keon Coleman in the 5th round, you be my guest. We got Brock Bowers, Hawkinson, Kyle Pitts up there. It's a big topic. Do we believe in Kyle Pitts finally because he's in a better offense? Presumably a better passing offense. Tank Dell, one of the more exciting vertical threats from last year. Again, we talk about productivity. 15.1 yards per reception. That's a hot one. Trey McBride going 5'10". George Kittle 5'11". I think we're starting to pick up on the tight end trend here. People are going after him. I like it. There's a stark drop-off. I feel like there's your... let me go get my guys. That probably stops around here. And then there's, I can sit back and get value with guys like TJ Hawkinson, with Dalton Schultz. And then there's a big drop-off afterwards. All right, into round 6 we go. Javonte Williams goes at 5'12". Javonte in an offense that I think is going to do better than we expect. We'll put it that way. Bo Nix looked good. I don't want to take too much away from preseason performances. I think CJ Stroud taught us that. But we'll see. But yes, please do ask me any of your fantasy football questions. Going up against 11 of my subscribers here should be a fun series to follow. I will trade with you guys. I am not one of those people that shuts down the trade market on my front. I will likely be making moves. Maybe not before the season starts, but we will see. Like to have those conversations. If you are joining for the first time, my name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football, live drafting and answering any and all of your fantasy football questions. We have my 5 golden rules: availability, opportunity, productivity, bye weeks, and success. Availability, are they on the field? Opportunity, touches, targets, and snaps. Productivity, yards per carry, yards per reception. What are they doing with said opportunity, essentially? Bye weeks, watch them. You don't want 4+ if you can help it. And then team success. Teams that are successful, teams that are winning 10, 11, 12 games will likely run in the 4th quarter. Teams that are losing but have a decent passing offense, a team that can at least move the ball down the field, they will be more pass heavy, and we've got some hope there. All right. Evan Ingram goes, then Anthony Richardson, Terry McLaurin. I did want Ingram. I didn't think he was going to fall to me. That would have been quite the miracle, if we're being honest with ourselves. Got Ferguson. Kincaid just got sniped. You're probably going to take him anyway. There's a bit of a delay, so I doubt anybody saw me hovering over him. All right. We're pretty even across the board so far. Feel very good about the quarterback room. Feel very good about the wide receivers. Kind of banking on Zamir. Banking on the Raiders to win some games so they can shoot clock down the road. All right. George Play says, hey, man, should I drop Mitchell for Rashid Shaheed? Non-PPR. I would. Rashid Shaheed used in the running game a handful of times last year. Anytime someone is versatile, right? If you watched Hard Knocks with the Bears, they were talking about this with Velus Jones. Anytime somebody is versatile on an NFL roster, they can line up in different spots. They can serve as a gunner or a returner on special teams. They are going to get snaps. I am a big Rashid Shaheed believer after his campaign last year. Young talent, still only 25, 26 years old. Not a great offense, but not a lot of target competition. I would definitely do that. I would pick up Rashid Shaheed, George Play. Brian says you should have taken Tom Brady, number 1, like last year's league. So I did do a vote. I put out a vote, and you guys wanted me to try from the beginning against you. Last year I had to rebuild through the waivers and through the trade market. But yeah, I thought that was a fun idea. George Play saying, hey, I also have Kyler Murray and Kirk Cousins. Should I drop Cousins for Jordan Mason or Ray Davis? That's a pretty deep poll. I'm assuming you're in a 12 or 14 team league, maybe a 10 team expanded roster. I think Cousins is a pretty good backup. A lot of people were asking me earlier, is Cousins a starter? I'd be careful with a 36-year-old coming off of an Achilles tear, but I would definitely have him in my back pocket when he has weapons like Drake London, who's nearly had 1,000 yards with not great quarterback play, and Desmond Ridder and company, with a great prospect and a freak of an athlete in Kyle Pitts. Bijan, one of the better running back prospects in the entire league. Yeah. So I would keep Cousins at the moment. Edward's saying, oh yeah, great pick, and he fell very far. The Roll saying, it's better if you try. I appreciate it. Yeah, I am here to go head-to-head with you guys. I think it'll be fun. Brian saying, are you buying the Christian Watson hype, or would you rather have someone else in that wide receiving core? You guys will learn, there's different types of fantasy players. I am very conservative. So when it comes to, I am scared of injuries, right? I am scared of risk. They better be a CMC or a Cooper Kupp, or I am not messing with the injury bug. Why would I get Christian Watson when I can go out and get somebody around the same value who is not out as much? I would look here and say, what is he? 81? Who's around 81? On his own team, I would take Jaden Reed, the leader in receiving yards and leader in touchdowns. He had 8 of those last year, was a big red zone target. I would take Cortland Sutton, the arguable number 1 option in Denver, quietly coming off an 800-yard season with 10 touchdowns. I would take Jordan Addison, who had a great rookie year. Those are guys who are available more often than Christian Watson is. Best ability is availability. Not going to lie, don't know what to do here. Let's look around. I can't queue anybody up. I will get sniped. I am pick 71. There is great value. Chris Godwin fell to me. Thank you. 4,000-yard seasons in the last 5 years. That is someone I'll take. Chris Godwin fell. 20 picks. Tony Pollard taken before that. Great vertical threat and great value pick in Tank Dell at the 609. Amari Cooper is another one who falls a lot. I was kind of keeping an eye on him. Jelly, that is a phenomenal pick. A number 1 receiver in an offense that, if they are firing on all cylinders, should pass it more because there's no Nick Chubb for the first few weeks. I like that a lot. Huge touchdown scorer in David Montgomery. I wanted Dalton Kincaid considering the situation he is in. Not really a lot of target competition, at least established target competition. We've got Keon Coleman. We've got Khalil Shakir. So, yeah. We got our 3 receivers. Now it's like, okay, do I stack up on receiver and really build up trade rapport and give myself some value? Or do I try and be more even keel? Take a flyer on someone? Oh, boy. Expects to be 100% healthy for Sunday's regular season opener. So I look at the wide receiving core. I'm going to do this, hoping that Max doesn't snipe me. I don't know if he has a tight end or not. I look at the wide receiving core of the Falcons, and I see Drake London. I see Darnell Mooney. I see a pass-catching back in Bijan Robinson. And I go, okay. Kyle Pitts is a great prospect out of Florida. He's 6'6". He is a monster. He did not have a whole lot of catchable balls last year. So do I believe in that, or do I sit back and get someone who's maybe a bit more consistent? What was Kyle Pitts last year? I mean, yeah, tight end 13. It's just the way he was talked about out of college, people are very disappointed. I still think he's done fine. Brian, I don't know if I ever directly answered that, but I'm not buying the Christian Watson hype. I would rather grab Jaden Reed on his own team. He's available more often. I think the potential's there. I think he's a very talented athlete. I think he ran a 4.4, and at his size, that is crazy. He's like 6'4", 6'5". But I want nothing to do with it until I see a healthy season out of him. We've seen stretches, but no, I'm good. I'm all right. Max is thinking hard on this one. I definitely got sniped. I 100% got sniped for talking about Kyle Pitts. Okay. All right. Decent pass catcher. I'd say more than decent. Jaylen Warren. I think he could take that job over, and Najee'd be more of the bruiser. Bye weeks wise, it makes sense. We'd have a pretty even-keeled team. Yep, we've got options. Let's take the best available there. I've already got my QB. I want to know if Max was watching the stream. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say he is. Again, folks, if you are just joining, my name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. 5 golden rules in the corner, I guess, if you will, the right side of the screen. The role said, if you don't take Pitts, I'm gonna. I don't care that I already have a tight end. Well, that's how you build up trade value, right? Edward said, Max definitely listened to that whole talk. Yeah, I'm curious, right? Like, that was pretty suspicious. There were a lot of options. I was sitting on the tight end tab. That's fine. That's fine. Did Max already have a tight end? I'm going to be real. Okay, he didn't, so. Folks, we are 37 subscribers away from 1,000. I am streaming 4 to 5, sometimes more times a week, depending on breaking news. I am here to help you out-research your opponent. I spend way too much time researching this stuff. I've got the 5 golden drafting guidelines for you, and I will be having information on sleepers, people you should buy, people you should sell, dynasty moves. Whatever you want, we're going to go live and talk about it. We're going to make videos about it. I am going to go live a lot more this year than I did last season because I do think there's more value in me just answering in a live capacity than me putting up a video and then trying to get back to you. Speaking of answering in a live capacity, I do want to get you guys my free Discord link. You can jump in there and bug me around the clock. You're not bugging me. I'm happy to answer. We've got like 22 of you in here right now, I believe. We've been popping off. All right. So feel free to help yourself. This will be in the live chat. You can join. We've got a tab for trades. We've got a tab for general talks. I have a Corey's research tab where I'll just drop numbers on you. Edward saying, man, Jelly got great value with Marvin Harrison Jr., Amari Cooper, and Deontay. I agree. I think Bryce Young should take a step forward this year, and there's plenty of opportunity. All right, I just got a text from Max. Let's see what happened here. Max claims he just got on the stream right now. So I think that's interesting that he said that without me saying anything. I think he's been on the stream. The role says drafting quick. Prey says I would probably kick Max and Ben and ban him from the channel. Should I put up a poll for that? I think that'd be funny. We're going to put up a poll in the live chat for you, Max. Do I ban Max for stream sniping? And you guys can decide. That's going in the live chat right now. Do I ban Max for stream sniping me? Did he stream snipe me? The world will never know. Okay. The roll says, I just emailed some of my subs to go subscribe, and they said they did. Should have gained 3 subs, but I'll make a post on my YouTube about it as well. Thank you so much. I cannot tell you guys how much I would appreciate it. We started this channel, more fantasy themed about 2 years ago. If we could get to 1,000 and continue to build this up, I want to build up as many of you as possible. The bigger this channel gets, I can start to do giveaways. We could do like a jersey. I was telling my friend the other day, do a jersey giveaway for the winner of this league. It's got to make some financial sense, right? So I would love to get this thing monetized, get as many subscribers on board as possible. I'm going to be busting my butt for you guys from now until the end of January, beginning of February. We'll try and be a little more active in the off season. I occasionally threw a short out here and there. We'll have a couple videos a week. But my priority is grinding these live streams because I believe it is the best way to get a hold of you guys and answer you guys in a quicker fashion, as well as with the Discord chat. So again, I'll put a free link into the live chat. You click on that, you join the Armchair Army. There's 22 of us in there right now. I answer around-the-clock questions about trades, waiver wire pickups, dynasty upside. You want it, we got it, right? I'm gonna try and use the call feature a little bit more too. I'd love to jump on the phone with some of you guys, get to know you a little more. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate that, the rule. That's awesome. All right. 75% of the poll says I deserve to be stream sniped. So Max, you're looking pretty safe right now. Congratulations, buddy. All right, if you guys are just joining, my name's Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. We're giving expert fantasy football drafting advice, but I will also give advice and do a little research on anything you have when it comes to trades, waiver wire pickups. I've been playing this weird game called fantasy football for like half my life. I'm 23. I'm a sports broadcaster, so I follow sports very, very closely. You know, at the college and NFL level, do a lot of reporting on that. And I'm an advanced analytics nerd, so I will dive into as many of those as I possibly can. Someone took Jake Ferguson. Oh, we are screwed. We are screwed. But yeah, here to help you. Would really appreciate a like on the stream. Trying to get to 10 early on. We are already at 6, which is awesome. If you press subscribe, that'd be awesome as well. I am here to help you out-research your fantasy opponent. Put that information in front of you, make you more informed than them, and then hopefully you take the ship. A lot of you guys won leagues last year, which is awesome to see. We are in tight end hell. There's some sleepers. Oh, Christian Kirk is a great pick at the 7-12. Gabe Davis enters, but we lose Zay Jones and Calvin Ridley. I mean, that is a great, great pick. Got a couple 10s. Again, pay attention to those 5 golden rules on the right side of the screen. I am a firm believer I got stream sniped, so feel free to vote on the poll. We have somebody named Max in the live chat who I'm very good friends with from college, and he is a subscriber as well. I believe I got stream sniped, so let me know if we should ban him or not. We probably won't. All right, so 3 wide receivers, 3 running backs. We've got our quarterback, elite level quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I don't want to let this continue to fall. You know, one of the more consistent options in the league. He's never done me wrong. He's a good trading piece if somebody gets in a pinch. Call it a reach if you want. I'm going to take my tight end here in Dallas Goedert. I think there's value there. I've got a quick turnaround after 2 of Max's picks, so I'm going to shut my mouth on who I'm thinking of taking. But yeah. Oh, okay. All right. We're down to 60%. I deserve it. 3 likes away from 10 on the stream. I do appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. 34 subscribers away from 1,000. Would appreciate that as well. Here to be a resource for you from 2024 at the end to the beginning of 2025. We will do deep dives. Tomorrow is Thursday, first NFL game of the season. I will be live at some point, either right before, kind of answering those last second, who do I start, who do I sit in this loaded Ravens-Chiefs game, or we'll do a little response after. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll be doing at least 4 to 5 live streams a week. So looking forward to that. Appreciate all of your support so far today. Wes says, you have been on air for about an hour now. Don't forget to do your Stadium Mustard read. Oh, my Jesus. So Wes is in the chat talking about a Stadium Mustard read. That was one of the live reads I had as a broadcaster last summer, so 2023. I worked for a baseball team in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and we would do a Stadium Mustard live read, I think, like twice a game. I wish I could recite that for you, but I don't think I'm able to right now. That's a pretty good poll, though. Okay. I mean, we're betting on not great QB talent, but at the 98 spot, I think out of everyone here, Addison's got to compete with Jefferson, but there's also a lot of attention on him. I don't want to take a flyer on a rookie quarterback. We're going to go with Jordan Addison here as our wide receiver 4. I would say that's a very solid wide receiver 4. Any defenses going? We got Rome at 7.11. The Browns are off the board. Raheem Mostert dropping in value the last few weeks, and I don't blame anyone for doing that. Fun fact about Raheem Mostert. He is 32 years old. and he plays running back. There's not a big shelf life there. 32 years old. So, something to keep in mind, especially considering the season that Devon Achane had last year was averaging, I believe, over 7 yards per carry. I want to make sure I'm not making that up. Yeah, 7.8 yards per carry. I mean, video game numbers, right? See, someone asked me before, like, drafting philosophy, do I believe in Christian Watson? Devon Achane is closer to that point where I go, okay, lots of talent. We saw the explosiveness in a pretty small sample size, and then he got hurt. Pretty small sample size still. It's not like Watson where we've seen him get hurt 2 years in a row now, but yeah. Bro wants Bowers. I did think about Brock Bowers. I don't want to stack too much. I have Devontae and Zamir already, so I kind of was going to stay away from him. Should probably start Mahomes. I would agree with that in most cases, unless you stacked up on the QB spot. All right, Max. Looks like I am not going to be banning you from this stream. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. The Rolo 7 says running backs are going quick. Pollard wasn't even that good of a value, but I'll take him as an RB2. I mean, at that point, right, when you know everyone's jumping on the train of, I had to put my butt into gear and get a tight end, right? I couldn't even get Jake Ferguson, who was picked before his ADP. That's just where the drafting room is at, and sometimes you have to follow that. Wes says, all I know is it's loved by millions. I have no idea if that stat is correct, but they're rolling with it. Was it Stadium Mustard, loved by... No, it's loved by millions, Stadium Mustard. That's the end of the read. And then you, like, fill in the venue you're at. Yeah, nightmares, Wes. Nightmares. All right, if you are just joining, again, my name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. We are almost at... Mostert as your RB4 is awesome. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you could subscribe, if you could like, and most importantly, drop your fantasy football-related questions in a live chat below, I would greatly appreciate it. We do have the 5 golden rules: availability, opportunity, productivity, bye weeks, and team success. Availability, are they on the field? Opportunity, are they getting snaps, touches, and targets? Productivity, yards per carry, are they an efficient running back? Do they have pass catching upside as a running back? And then yards per reception, catch percentage. Are they catching a decent amount of the passes, or is there a bad quarterback situation? Is it a Gabe Davis situation where it's a pretty vertical heavy route tree, so he goes deep a lot, meaning he's either going to score you a 25 or 2.5. Bye weeks are huge. Make sure you don't have 4 or more of those on your team unless it really comes down to it and you see an undeniable value pick. Team success, good teams run the ball when they are winning. You know, teams that are winning games are going to run the ball to try and chew the clock out, mostly in the fourth quarter if they feel the game is at that point. And then bad teams with a decent passing offense will use said passing offense to try and keep up. Dak Prescott going at 8.06. I feel like that is a great value pick. Caleb going a little earlier than him at 8.02. I don't want to hover too much because someone is going to snipe me. 12-team standard PPR against 11 of you. Subscriber draft, second year doing this. This has been a lot of fun so far. I've only been sniped like twice, so not too bad. The roll says, even if Kelsey is bad because of age, which I don't project, I still have Bowers as a backup. Let's go. That's a great dynasty move. So I went out and got George Kittle in dynasty and still have Brock Bowers sitting there. He's kind of my retirement plan when Kittle hangs it up in, I don't know, 2025, 2026, 2027, somewhere in there. Kittle's still relatively young, but, you know, he's getting up there. Not everyone's Mercedes Lewis. So having that youthful backup that's likely less injury prone, at least from what we know, Brock Bowers, a freak of an athlete out of Georgia. I like that a lot, the role. Edward saying, life is nice, having a good running back room after that horrible RB drop-off. Yeah, tell me about it. I've got some wide receivers if you want to trade. We're pretty deep in that category. And that's another thing. It's not on this golden list. If you realize you missed the wave at running back or you missed the wave at one position, but you have a lot of value at another position, I would argue double down. Like, for example, with my team right now, I've got Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, 1 through 4. The fact that Zamir White is my RB2 isn't the end of the world, because if I can find someone who really needs a flex or really needs a wide receiver too, And Chris Godwin serves as said wide receiver 2. He was a 54. I think pick 54 for ADP. I got him at like 72. All of a sudden, I can do Godwin in a key bench piece that makes sense for them and go out and get myself a top 12 guy. All of a sudden, maybe I can go out and get Joe Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson, DeAndre Swift, James Conner, which would be an upgrade, at least right now, with what we know over Zamir White. Zamir White is kind of a wild card. Goes a little against my philosophy because he is a running back and on a team that is projected to win like 7 games this year. But I digress. All right, we are making our way downtown through round 10. Catch up here. React to some of your picks. All right, we are in Kickerville in round 10. Interesting. Khalil Shakir, great pick at 10:05. Again, a lot of opportunity. Not much target competition. That is rule number 2. Not much target competition. I like that situation a ton. Cortland Sutton going 9:08. Tyler Algier at 9:12. So the running back value really fell off here. Chase Brown must have gone recently. I know this channel knows I'm a big Chase Brown stan. Yeah, 8:08. Good pick, Jelly. I mean, that is someone I think could take over that RB room. He is younger than Zach Moss. He is efficient. He is pretty involved in the pass catching game. And Zach Moss, even though he hasn't had a huge sample size, not very involved in the pass catching game considering. That is a sleeper pick right there. Chase Brown in Dynasty as well. That's someone you want to keep an eye on, I would say. For sure. All right. Again, if you guys are just joining the stream, my name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. We are live streaming almost every day. I would say 4 to 5 times a week. I do have a free Discord. I will throw that link in the live chat. So many bench slots. Yeah, I agree. I'll throw that link in the live chat. It is there now if you want to get a hold of me more around-the-clock fashion. Here to help you, of course. We are 2 likes away from 10 on the stream. If you could leave a like, that would be awesome. If you could subscribe, again, road to 1,000. About 30-something away. I don't know the exact figure. But appreciate the support a ton. Keon. Good stuff, man. That is one I was looking at. Good pick. We are 4 wide receivers deep. That would have been a really good wide receiver 5. Oof. It's getting rough out here. It is getting rough. Again, if you guys have any friends, family members, anybody you know that is into fantasy football, as long as you're not playing against them, that you would want to share me as a resource with, I would greatly appreciate that. Jacoby's still up there. Got Darnell Mooney, former 1,000-yard receiver from a couple of years ago. What is everyone's favorite team? I think we have a lot of new faces here. I would love to know what everyone's favorite NFL team is. Got any repeats? Most popular one out there? I just watched Hard Knocks, so there's your hint on who I like. Yeah, curious on that one. Interested to see what people do here, right? So there goes Jacoby, Keon. People are kind of hitting their wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 mark. Got a couple backup quarterback slots. Defenses are definitely starting to roll off the board. Proud of myself. I've been pretty crappy with bye weeks the last few drafts, but I feel like so far so good. On this one definitely matters. The roll says I'm a Chargers fan. Praise is probably the Dolphins. Yeah, the Tua picture kind of gave it away, but I do appreciate it. Chargers fan, I'm a big Justin Herbert stan. Hopefully Harbaugh does good things with that group. We're moving pretty fast here, so I am going to... 2 former Ravens running backs kind of fighting for that starting spot. Makes me feel some type of way. All right, my 2 wide receiver picks went off a little bit ago. Not a big Zach Moss believer. We'll go get an elite defense. I'm going to pivot there. Up there in the league rankings in turnovers last year, the number 1 defense. Had a few pick sixes. Bland was in there. Of course, the Diggs brother. We'll get that one out of the way. Wes says he is a fan of the 2024-25 Super Bowl champion Chicago Bears. Nice. Very nice. Same. Max says diehard Packer fan. Yep. Max, you kind of live in Titletown. Not exactly, but you're pretty close. Ooh. Will Max snipe me again? Try and hide my excitement that a certain individual is on the board right now. Is it backup quarterback season? You guys have been pretty good about that. Yeah, then the market's dry here. I won't lie to you. Kind of shocked that Lawrence is still up among a couple of other names. Oh. Getting me nervous, Max. Okay, good. I'm going to go Nick Chubb. I need him back at some point this year. We are going to bet on him being back at the halfway point, and if we get the Nick Chubb of old, you guys are in trouble. If we don't, I'm in trouble. Almost at 10 likes on the stream. If you guys could drop a like and then also ask me any questions you may have in the comment section below. Chuba Hubbard off the board. J.K. Dobbins, if he can stay healthy, he is a dog. One of the more efficient, how do I say this? Yards per carry rushes over the course of a career. He has just been so bruised up. I believe he was around 5.5 for his career. Yeah, 5.8 yards per. Oh my gosh. But the issue is, right, he played 15 games in 2020. If he was a 200 carry guy, he would have had one of the better seasons in the NFL. All of 2021 he missed. Played half of 2022. Played a game in 2023. He is so good, though, if he's healthy. Big if. But that's one where I will take the chance. You know, we are in round 11. My queue is getting depleted. Yeah, I felt that. I felt that. The Roll said, one of my shorts got 8,000 views and it's still growing. That is one of the best feelings out there as a content creator. I would say to anyone out there who's making their own stuff on their own channel, short form content is king. If you can find out who your audience is and how to please them in like 15 to 20 seconds, you find a trending topic and put it out there and use the right key terms, it is golden. So I that's great to hear, man. I will take a look at it as soon as I'm off the stream here. Yeah, short form content's huge. Anytime news breaks, if you can live stream about it or put a video on it and just like capitalize on trending topics, that is huge. So many rounds. I know, Prey. We're almost done. The marathon is almost over. My bad for making a 90-second time. I think I've used that more than anybody else. Edward's saying, yeah, Nick Chubb is scary, especially since it's the same knee he blew out in college. Not sure if I already addressed that or not. But, yeah, I agree, Edward. It's a risk I'm willing to take. But I think it'd be pretty unfortunate if he wasn't the Nick Chubb that we grew accustomed to seeing in the last few years. He is going late. Yeah. I mean, you could make an argument that Nick Chubb is one of the best running backs of all time. 5.3 yards per carry. You know, we need to see more from him. We need a couple more years at least. 6,500 career rushing yards, 48 touchdowns. Every season he's had at least 8 touchdowns, 2 double-digit seasons. Not much of a pass-catching back. A little more involved the last couple of years. 5.3 yards per carry after getting over 1,200 touches on the ground is insane. So I will take that risk. Because outside of the injury in college, like in the NFL, he's been very reliable. He missed 4 games here, 3 games here, and then all this season. So 7 games missed in 5 seasons. Not too bad. We will hold out hope, is what we will do. Let's see here. Tua goes, wow. 11th round. Blake Corum, Trevor Lawrence, Tyler Lockett, sneaky good pick. Getting the yawns. Andy says, hey, Corey. Good to see you, man. Thanks for jumping in. Big Mac says, somebody offered me ETN and Russell Wilson for Jordan Love and Aaron Jones in a PPR league, 12-man, 1 quarterback, a pair of running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, 1 defense, and a kicker. Should I accept? I have Jared Goff as my current starting QB. So you have Goff and Love as kind of a battering ram where you can just alternate depending on matchups, a pair of top 10 guys. So I would say you're upgrading, very much so, from Russell Wilson to Jordan Love, and you're downgrading from ETN to Jones. Big Mac, who else is in your running back room? Because ETN was RB3 last year, and I just want to make sure that your depth is in a good spot, so you're not taking too much of a hit. ETN's probably your RB1, but I just want to see where you're at there. Andy's saying, Nick Chubb, what about my guy James White? I hear you. Yep. The roll says, I've had a short get 2,000 views and 150 likes, but over 8,600 likes is wild. The feeling is so good to finally get some recognition. Yeah, if you can find the right times, the right trending topics, and you drop that short at the right time, yeah, you're in a great spot. You want to get a good hook in your video. I think using closed captions is awesome. I've studied that stuff a lot. 8,600 likes means you're only on the up and up. I hope it keeps growing, man. Good for you. Trying to think of the best one on this channel. We've had a few do pretty well. But yeah, if you can be consistent with posting those 2, YouTube's algorithm starts to understand, okay, this person posts 3 times a week or twice a day or a lot on the weekends. You know, I know my audience is ramping up right now. There's a reason that I'm live streaming a lot more now than I was 3 weeks ago. Those last second drafts are happening. But yeah, if you know your audience is up on the weekends, like obviously waiver wire, Tuesday and Wednesday is huge for me. Buys and sells, start sit type videos as you get closer to Friday, Saturday, reacting to key matchups on Thursday, prime time on Monday, lessons learned from a certain week. I'll have to look at what you do for content, but yeah, if you can find those key moments during the week to get on and churn out high quality stuff, you're going to be good. Post just about daily. That's a great habit, man. Andy says, I have been told Cooks over Myers at the flex. Potato, I would say that Cooks is in a much better offense as a secondary option. Myers, the secondary option, in a not great offense. So, yeah, I would say that. Oh, Big Mac saying, I am getting ETN and Russell Wilson. I would take it. Yeah, I would take it. I see. You were offered ETN and Russell Wilson. My mistake. You have Goff. Russ can be your backup. Yeah, I would definitely make that upgrade. That's one of the better running backs in the entire league. Kirk went. Ooh. But Goff did not. I will take my backup QB. Wholly underrated, by the way. 4,600 yards. Very good completion percentage. 30 touchdowns to 12 picks. All day. All day. Somebody else that's hopefully falling to me. Unless I get sniped. The Roll says, glad I found you. I do memes, edits on my shorts, and fantasy football videos. The Roll, I will be subscribing if I haven't already. That is awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, meme edits are good. Make people laugh, man. If you can evoke a certain emotion, that's going to help. Preferably a positive emotion. If you can make someone laugh, if you can make them feel informed. I do a minor league baseball channel alongside this too, so the next couple months will be chaos, but this is the priority during the NFL season. Where we try and inform people too. So if anyone on here is into minor league baseball, let me know. We've got that one up to about 380 subs, I want to say. Daily Shorts, that's a bigger team of about 5 or 6 people. And then I've done some interviews with a couple professional baseball players. I wanted Goff, just didn't see him. Want to trade. Oh, we'll see. We will see. Let me know what you got, Prey. I'll make deals. I might wait for week 1 though. Might just enjoy the team I've got here, and then we can talk. All right, Max. Up to you, man. Hoping I get a certain individual here. I'd be very, very happy with a certain position on my team. Okay, if you guys are just joining, my name is Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football. We are doing a live subscriber draft. 5 golden rules on the right side of the screen. Did I get sniped? Oh, thank goodness. I will take Gabe Davis. Joining a wide receiving core with Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, not much else. Obviously, ETN. 4,000-yard passer in Trevor Lawrence. Plenty of opportunity. They lost Calvin Ridley. They lost Zay Jones. I will take Gabe Davis. Thank you. Who's left for kicker? Next to nobody. All right. We're going now, though. There goes Butker. There he goes. Andy said, I wonder if we're thinking of the same guy, Corey. Well, Andy, cat's out of the bag. Let me know. I'll see when you grab him, but let me know if we were thinking of the same guy. It was Gabe Davis. Wide receiver, too, on a pretty good offense. I would say they didn't live up to their standard last year, but upside galore, man. Upside galore. Man, I said, do I ban Max for stream sniping? And 71% of you guys told me to stuff it. All right, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to take it personal. So, yeah, folks, we will be live streaming tomorrow at some point. I'm thinking before the game because the Ravens and Chiefs do have a lot of playmakers, a lot of individuals that are probably showing up either on your team, in a potential trade, or on the waivers. Nope, we weren't thinking of the same guy. Okay. I will throw that in the chat. I am thinking of live streaming before tomorrow's game. I think that would be the move. I'll probably go over breakouts, and then if you have any questions about that matchup specifically, we can go there. I'll do... I think I'm leaning before, but I want to get your input. So poll in the live chat. We've done a couple of those today. Yeah. Let me know. Stream before or after the Baltimore versus Kansas City game. 75% of you told me to stuff it, that I deserve the stream sniping. The Roll says, I really like this team. We'll check yours out in a second. Prey says, is the game tomorrow? Yep, tomorrow. I believe 7:20, 7:30-ish. TJ says, how do you think about my Jahmyr Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, 1.12 and 2.01? That's a great swing, man. Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the more efficient running backs. I think he's going to have a larger role this year. Montgomery, more of the goal line guy, so he might take some touchdowns away from him. And Andy saying, don't believe in Jacksonville. Just my opinion. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. And if you guys are just joining, my name is Corey, Armchair Fantasy Football here, and I am going up against 11 subscribers. Draft is almost done. This was a longer one. But you guys have done good. Look for some late ones here. Anybody I like? Leggett for sure. Kirk Cousins at 1209 is phenomenal. I will say that. Great weapons around him. Routine 4,000-yard passer. The volume is there. Gus Edwards, I think, will get the majority of the touches and could even be the guy wire to wire because his teammate in J.K. Dobbins, who he came over with from Baltimore, not very reliable. Tua, a great late pick. Beautiful volume passer. Mike Williams has upside, right? He was a 1,000-yard receiver just a couple of years ago, but he's going to have to compete with Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, the former Packer and teammate of Aaron Rodgers, presumably healthy this year. Taysom Hill, good Swiss Army knife. I think he did go. Who took him? I talked great about him, so I'd be shocked if no one took him. Yeah. Well, hopefully none of you caught that. One of you probably did. Praise says I have to prepare. Wes says if you're gonna look at people's teams, look at mine. I do like BTJ though. Yeah, I think Brian Thomas has. Wait. Who am I looking for? The roll 07. Oh, perfect. Jaden Daniels, love it. A little worried about starting QBs in week 1 just because. I'm sorry, starting rookie. Yeah, you could start a quarterback in week 1. Starting a rookie quarterback in their debut, they're going to have a, you-know-what moment. They're not going up against their own guys who they've seen time and time again. They're not going up against backups like they were in the preseason. Even Caleb. I'm a little nervous in a couple leagues where I have him to start him. Justin Herbert could be a great guy to start right away, right? You got Bijan and Tony Pollard. So one of the best running backs. He could be the RB1 this year in Bijan. Great dynasty option. London, Olave, Higgins, Allen, and Leggett. I mean, that is probably one of the best wide receiving cores in this entire league. Just giving it a look. And Higgins. Oh, my. Yeah, definitely. Kelsey, a great elite tight end pick. Still waiting on the defense. You got Dobbins, Benson, Leggett, Brock Bowers behind Kelsey. That's a well-rounded team. Wes, you're going to have to help me out. I'm not sure which team you are. Fairbairn. Rashid Shaheed. Yep. Did I get sniped? I mean, I talked about him, so I put him on the screen and talked about him earlier today. Rashid Shaheed is a phenomenal pick. I will rate teams after. Yep. You guys can go in the Discord. I might jump off right after this draft. Not going to lie, I do have to eat. I have not eaten dinner yet, so we might jump and do that. Yeah. Wes, you took a great guy in Rashid Shaheed. I'll give you the credit right there, first and foremost. All right, kicker. There's not much of an art to this. Good offense. Team that's going to have a lot of chances, but maybe will come up short due to some shortcomings. Newer team assembled. Atlanta, Chicago, lots of good teams, or lots of good guys on that offense that can help them move between the 20s. We'll go Chicago. I only have one bye week at 7. Got a couple 12s. Or no, yeah, we have a couple 12s. All right, and now it's get your favorite value at the end. Packers wide receiver duos in there. Adam Thielen not being drafted yet. I was big on him going into last year, and he had a good start. Phenomenal start. We've got 4 running backs. I'm going to do a little strategy that one of you brought up. I forgot what it was, or who it was. Was listening to that song when I was naming the team. I like it, Wes. That's a great team name. Andy's saying I meant to say he's a Jags receiver I like. Yeah, looking forward to that. All right, you guys are leaning after the game. We're at 57% on the poll. I will be honest, I do think I'm going to stream before it. I think just preparing, I want to be there for anyone who jumps on the stream and is wondering, okay, who do I start or sit in this huge game to kick off the season between Kansas City and Baltimore? So don't hate me. I think I am going to go before. As soon as I set the poll out, I was like, I'm leaning before the game to kind of do a start-sit style. I might make the premise of that breakout players. I do have about 5 or 6 of those where I feel like the guys are going to perform at higher than their value. I will give you those, but I want to definitely address anyone who has people in that Baltimore Ravens Kansas City Chiefs game. All right? Don't hate me. I apologize. That doesn't help me. I was going to go handcuff running back, but he'll have the same... He'll have the same bye week, but if he goes down, it's a good backup plan. We'll go Jordan Mason. CMC goes down. We got a plan. Tyler Conklin's an awesome pick. Quietly, I just discovered this not long ago, one of the better tight ends from last year. 18 is not bad. Oh, there's one more round. What am I talking about? What a noob. That's all right, I guess. I don't know why. All right, I got my eye on somebody then. Sorry, Wes. Yeah, no, I regretted it right away. I will probably do before the game. Yeah, one more round here. Thielen. Great pick considering that team will probably still have to go pretty pass heavy. The Panthers are going to be better. Not that they can be much worse than last year. I think they'll win 5 or 6 games. Bryce Young's got more help around him. They're building the receiving core a bit. Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen is a sneaky good duo. They don't have a prominent number one, but Bryce Young has more around him. He has a year of NFL experience under his belt. There won't be as many deer in the headlights moments. I'm intrigued. All right. Tail end of the 15th round. Hunter Henry going. That's a backup tight end. Couple of kickers. 3 out of the last 5 have been kickers. Good draft. I didn't see any egregious reaches. Hopefully we're not thinking the same guy. Maybe I should have taken him in round 15. Andy, we will see. Well, you're going to pick ahead of me, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, you got this. I will drop this link in the live chat one more time, folks. We do have a free Discord. You are more than welcome to join. Got a tab for trades, a tab for general conversation. I have a research tab. I'll occasionally, sporadically, drop a deep dive I do in there. I write a couple fantasy articles here and there, so I'll throw that in when I feel like it's appropriate. But yeah, the Discord is a great free way. Yeah, you're up before me. You're good, Andy. Great free way to contact me about all things fantasy football. Last day without football for a while. Last day without meaningful football, right? We've got Thursday, we've got Friday, college football Saturday, Sunday, and then the Monday night slate. Pretty cool stuff. All right, a handful of picks left. Would not mind a backup for a certain... it doesn't really narrow it down. For a certain position. Baker is an awesome backup quarterback option, especially in the 16th round. Was quietly top 10 among quarterbacks last year. Had a 4,000-yard season. Very positive touchdown to interception ratio. I like it. One of the more overhated quarterbacks in the league. The numbers do not lie. Wes throwing some shade at the Packers. Friday's not meaningful. Packers-Eagles is going to be a good game. Those are two NFC Championship contenders. Interested to see what ESPN says about where we're ranked. Not that I ever pay too much attention to it, but I definitely give it a peek. Yeah, this is fun, though. I mean, if we can grow this, continue to grow this channel, I will do my part if you do yours. Just reach out to anybody you know. If we can grow this channel to 1,000 subscribers, you know, really, really get the crowd growing here. Get the word out about this channel. I'm live streaming as much as I can compared to any other content creator. We're trying to go live almost every day. Stuff will come up, but I am here to help you out research your fantasy opponent. I'm here to dive into advanced analytics. We're looking at like yards before contact per carry, guys who are able to really break, have good offensive line support in the backfield. We're diving into sleeper wide receivers. I love that category. And guys who are undervalued due to a variety of metrics are in good situations. We follow those 5 golden rules. And the 3 golden rules, those apply all season. Availability, are they on the field? Opportunity, touches, targets, and snaps. Productivity, are they efficient in their position, and will they hold their spot, especially in, you know, positions where there's a lot of turnover, like the running back spot. Andy saying, loved Baker last year. I agree. That is a phenomenal pick. Wes saying, I'll send you my roster in my other league on Yahoo. That got me a C-. Yes, send me that over. But yes, a like, a subscription, any of your questions in the live chat below, that all helps us grow, and that helps me help you out research your fantasy opponent. So would greatly appreciate that. So we are coming up on the end of this draft. It's been a good one. I have been impressed. Seeing if anybody fell. Pop Douglas falling to round 14. Rashid Shaheed is an awesome pick at 1402, Wes. Wes, you've got Richardson, Barkley, and Swift. Pair of NFC East rivals. Former NFC East rivals. Puka Nacua, phenomenal pick. Deebo Samuel just needs to stay healthy. George Kittle. Those two usually don't get in each other's way because Deebo also does run. Rome Odunze in the flex. That's a stacked offense, but if he gets his looks, he will produce. Just need to figure out what piece of the pie he really gets in Chicago. Obviously, there's DJ Moore, Gerald Everett, 6-time Pro Bowler Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet. DeAndre Swift usually garners in 40 to 50 targets a season. Caleb's going to throw a lot, just a matter of who he throws to more. Darnell Mooney, Jared Jeudy. Love the Shaheed pick. He could honestly, hot take, he could be a week in, week out starter at some point. Depending on his role in that offense. He's got the stuff to do it. Oh, Cade Otton. That was the one. That was the one. That was the one. Good job, Andy. Very good pick. Trey Palmer's kind of hurting going into the year. Mike Evans getting a year older. The Roll says, I like my team better, but you drafted a solid squad. Thank you very much, sir. Cap for Life saying that was interesting. What was interesting? Yeah, you got a good squad, man. The Roll. Very solid bench. Justin Herbert. Keenan Allen on the bench is crazy. Brock Bowers. Legette's going to get his chances in an offense that's going to be working from behind, presumably a decent amount. Kind of debating here. We can go solid wide receiver and a good offense. Make of that statement what you will. Or we can go back up tight end. And ditch somebody. Although I do like this bench top to bottom. Decision time. I'll go Juwan. Not too much target competition outside of Olave. Michael Thomas is all the way up in the air. I'll be nice to you guys. Oh, that's it. I was going to say, take Brandon Cooks if you want him. secondary, maybe tertiary wide receiver on one of the best offenses in the league. Steal in my book. Got a bounce. Was fun. Look forward to whooping y'all. All right, Wes with the confidence. Andy saying Caleb may well be a dog, and thank you. Cap for life. Open for business. Whatever happened to Dawson Knox? Edward, Dalton Kincaid happened to Dawson Knox. Might have a decent role now with that receiving core being debilitated. Jess says, are you going to rate our teams? I can in Discord. I don't want to do all of them at the moment. You guys can always bring them up in another stream as well. Honestly, going to eat dinner here in a moment, so that's mainly why. I apologize. Andy said, got sniped on Otten and Rattler in a Dynasty League. I was not a happy camper. Well, you got Otten here, so good pick. I can run through a couple here, like the role. I really like the depth. You've got some dogs at wide receiver, 1 through 5. I mean, Drake London in that new offense, Chris Olave, T. Higgins, Keenan Allen, 6-time Pro Bowler, is arguably your 4th best option. And then you've got Leggett there. Jaden Daniels, mobile QB, good security blanket at Justin Herbert if you don't want to start him off the jump, want to figure him out a little bit. Brian had a good year last year. CJ Stroud leading the charge. Connor and Robinson Jr., my one concern there, they are running backs that are very efficient, but they're on losing teams. Brown, Collins, Neighbors, Ridley, Hopkins, and then Pop Douglas. That is a wide receiving core right there. Hawkinson, you got great value on him. You took him later in the draft, which is amazing. Stroud, one of my favorite quarterbacks to pick. Wes Richardson, we're taking a bit of a risk there because he did get hurt and was out for the majority of last year. But Nakua, Samuel, phenomenal. Really like the backfield in Barkley and then DeAndre Swift. Let's look at our depth here. Might want to go out and pick up another running back. You only have 3. You're going to have to rotate those guys at some point, and that is a injury-prone position. But those guys have been reliable. Cap for life, can't go wrong with Lamar. Josh Jacobs and Ramondre Stevenson, good balance there. Stevenson, good pass-catching upside. Jacobs on a winning team. Chase Metcalf, Kincaid, phenomenal pick due to lack of target competition. Doubling it up with Shakir on the bench. Sutton's a good sleeper. Need that offense to be humming on the passing side of things. We'll go to Andy. Joe Burrow, need him to be healthy, obviously. Pacheco is an amazing pick in the second round. I would even say early to mid-second is worth it because, again, not much target competition, more involved as a pass catcher last year, very efficient. Big Isaiah Pacheco fan here, if you can't tell. Amon-Ra St. Brown, extremely consistent. This is the type of team that I would draft. Not much risk outside of Devon Achane. We've got a consistent one, somebody who is a consistent 2 in a new offense, consistent his whole career, good touchdown scorer. And then we've got our upside guys, right? Coleman, can he take advantage with not much target competition? Can Watson stay healthy? If he does, we know about him. Otten's a great backup option there. I like the Jets defense. We'll do one more. Jelly. Josh Allen, I mean, I was going to take him or Hurts, right? I've been going the elite quarterback route the last couple of years in rounds 3 or 4, depending on where the chips fall. It's gone pretty well, so good luck to you, man. Breece Hall and Josh Allen is a phenomenal 1-2 punch. Kyren Williams, you got the breakout star that won a lot of people, a lot of leagues last season. Marvin and Diggs is a sneaky good duo. You've got the youth, and then you've got the proven veteran going on 8 or 9 years of experience. Amari Cooper is an awesome flex. Deontay Johnson in an improved passing offense. He's in a better spot than I think Malik Neighbors is at the moment because, yes, the Panthers aren't winning a ton of games, but they are building up. Got Brooks. Good hand. I was going to say good handcuff, but he could have a decent role there. Gus Edwards, that should be his backfield for the time being. All right. Going to look through here. The roll says ESPN is ranking me 6th. Whatever. Don't pay too much attention to that, man. I've been bottom half of ESPN rankings, and I've won the league. Vice versa has happened. I've been top half. Injuries have gotten me, or my players haven't showed up, and I had to make adjustments and didn't do as well, right? Cap for Life saying, I cannot believe Stroud fell into the 6th round. And Andy saying, thank you, Corey. We will chat soon. We will chat soon, guys. I will see you ahead of the Ravens and Chiefs game tomorrow. If you have any players in that game, make sure you tune in and ask me any last-minute decisions. I will be looking at the depth charts, different analytics from 2023, how I feel those offenses will perform, over-underlines, the spread, everything that we could take into factor to help you out when it comes to out researching your fantasy opponent. Thank you so much for joining the draft. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Road to 1,000. We are almost there. Your support means the world. I will throw the link in the description or in the live chat one more time. Free Discord. Join it. Bug me around the clock. I do not mind. And this video will be archived, so make sure you ask me any of your fantasy football related questions. I'm Corey. This is Armchair Fantasy Football, and we will see you tomorrow.